Hi guys, welcome back to my darkroom. On a previous video I showed 3 prints of a normal process and a push and a pull process as well. Now obviously when I made these examples I needed some kind of benchmark to put the 3 prints so you guys could see the difference in changes. And for this benchmark I chose the highlights at the top of the broken Buddha. I chose the highlights as my benchmark. I did test prints on those and I did see the differences and I ended up making a really nice print out of it. But one comment I got, a really good comment from a guy called Lucas. Dear Roger, here is a technical error in your process. You adjust your enlarging time to what you like with your eyes. If you do testing like this, push versus pulling, you should know your Dmax time for a specific format or paper, which means a minimum time to get a maximum black on the paper. Otherwise, with different enlarging times, it is quite irrelevant what you get on paper regarding shadows and light areas. And technically Lucas is right, which is why I pinned his comment to the top of the comments on that video. And it's one of the things I like about my YouTube channel. I do test, I play around, I make experiments, and I get some great feedback from people with good experience, and I learn from it, and so do my subscribers. And it's something that slipped my mind, you know, when I'm in the darkroom and I'm making videos such as tonight, you've got video cameras, I've got lighting, I've got sound to worry about, and then you've got all the darkroom process as well, and the amount of takes and retakes that I do trying to get it right. I've always wanted to do that transition, but I can never get it right. But yeah, all these things are going on in your mind, and sometimes you just slip a little tiny bit of detail. So this video is going to be about doing Dmax testing in the darkroom. Now, I'm not the most experienced person at Dmax testing. I hardly ever do it. I only ever really do it when I'm making a contact print or contact sheet, as you call it. Every photographic paper has got a maximum black to it. No matter where if you want to take it out in the sunshine, go sunbathing with a piece of paper, no matter how long it's out there, it's not going to get blacker than it would have done within a few seconds of being out in the bright sunlight. So that is a Dmax of a paper. And when you look at your negative film, you'll notice the rebate or the unexposed part of the film at the start, it'll have a film base and fog. So if you make a whole print including the rebate on your negative, that rebate is going to go jet black because it's the most see-through part of the negative. It's the thinnest part, which is the film base and the film fog. So what I'm going to do, I've got a negative out, and I'm going to show you what I do to do testing for Dmax, why I do it, and I'll show the result at the end. So here's a negative that I want to print, and I've chosen this negative because from my eyes I can see it has a very similar black areas to the rebate or the fog and base of the film. So if I test the rebate and see how long it takes to reach maximum black or Dmax on my Kentmere paper, the blackest part of the negative, in this case the dark shadow areas that you can see here on the newspaper stand, should reach its maximum black point or density. If I expose my paper any longer, the remaining tones in the image will just get darker and not show true to what I initially photographed. So I'll need to get the Dmax test right. Okay, so my negative is now in the enlarger, and I've done a focus, and I've just composed my final print. Just pull the camera down a bit, there you go. So the first thing I need to do, I've got the aperture set to f8, and I've got this is multi-grade paper, so I've got a 2.5 grade filter sitting there, which is why it's looking that red colour. If I took the filter out, it still looks a red colour. That's from the red lights in the darkroom, but anyway, you can see it there. So the first thing I need to do is just pull the film over a little bit so I can see the rebate. And there it is. And I'm going to do my testing, get a test strip out and do a test on this area, which is the film base and fog here. And there'll be nothing else on this image that's going to be darker than that rebate. So let's do a test for Dmax on the rebate and see how long it takes under the enlarger to reach a maximum black. Okay, I'm just going to put 2 little clamps to hold it down. And this is exactly the same paper as what I'm going to be using, the Kentmere. Turn the red light on so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is just going to be increments of 3 seconds. 3, 6, 9, 12. What comes after that? 15. And just a tiny bit of the edge. So it's at 18 seconds. This part here has only had 3 seconds, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 onwards. So let's develop this and see what it looks like. And in it goes. So I'm going to do this for exactly 1.5 minutes. And my final print has to be exactly the same time as well, 1.5 minutes. But that, you know, it should reach its maximum black after easily 45 seconds. But I'm going to go 1.5 anyway. So I'll turn the camera off, stop and fix this little test strip and show you guys what it looks like when it's dry. Okay, so this is the first test strip for my Dmax. This is totally dry, and I don't know how well it's picking up on the camera, but this is my 3 seconds, this is my 6 seconds, this is my 9 seconds, and I can see a very slight tone between 9 and the rest of it. I can't see any different, any further increments at all. So from what I'm looking at, my maximum black here is going to be 9 seconds on this Kentmere paper, and with that film base fog on that particular Astrum 400 film that I shot. So I've got 3, 6, 9. I can't see anything after that. So let's do another test for 9 seconds. I'll show you that now. Okay, so remember what we did before. This time I'm going to do one more test strip just to make sure it's 9 seconds. Need to turn. It's really tricky. So as like I was saying to you, I've got a video camera around me. I'm trying to move around the darkroom around it, but I just want to make sure where I'm going. Right, okay, across that bit there. That's where it needs to go, the test strip. Set my timer to 9 seconds. And then I'll cover half of it and do another 9 seconds. So I shouldn't see any difference, but if that 9 seconds is maximum black, I shouldn't see any difference at all in the paper. It all should look black. Let's have a look at that. Well, that fooled me. My 9 seconds are out. That's 9 seconds, the first burst of light. That's the second burst of light at 18 seconds, and I can still see a divide. So my max black isn't 9 seconds. Let's go to the next level, which is 12. Okay, so this is my final strip. I've got this side at 12 seconds and this side at 24 seconds. And I'm just playing with the ISO on this digital camera. I don't know about you guys, but can we see any difference there at all? I don't think I can. And it's not daylight at the moment. It's dark. Okay, I can't see any difference at all with that. So I'm going to take 12 seconds as my Dmax time for that particular film base and fog, and my Kentmere paper and my brand new developer. So I'm not going to change my timer at all. It's still at 12 seconds, which is my Dmax. I'm now going to make a print of this negative. The only thing I've got to do is recompose the negative and put some paper under there. Okay, so that's 12 seconds. I'm just going to reframe my image. And this area down here is the blackest part. It's in the shadow. This area, this newspaper stand was black around the edges. Obviously this is white. He's white. His t-shirt's white rather, his jeans on. And I've also got these black lines going on. You can see the white in between the newspapers there. So it'd be interesting to see how this comes out. Let's put some paper under there and see how we get on. In goes the paper. So 12 seconds. I have to come this side. Oh, kick the bloody camera. So I've done no test strips whatsoever. Well, the only test I've done is for maximum black on that film. So if my exposure's right, I've cut the wrong size paper. Look, it's just slightly bigger than 10 by 8. If my exposure's right in that photograph, then I should have good blacks and good highlights, probably apart from his face, which looks like it's in shadow. But I'm looking at his t-shirt as well. But don't forget, I've got half of this stand inside shade and the other half is outside. And probably, I think it was a overcast day. But all I'm doing is looking at the blacks, the mid-tones and the whites, see what we get. Okay, let's stop. Looks good. Let's stop and fix and watch the print and see what we've got. So there it is. That's my final print on a Dmax test using 12 minutes exposure time. I've got heavy blacks going on around here. I've got all of the information going on in between the papers. The highlights haven't blown out on his t-shirt. His face is a little bit dark, but you know, from this print we can start dodging and burning, dodging his face a little tiny bit. Got detail in his jeans, got detail in the paving area here. There's bags of detail on the tarpaulin behind him. And as I say, the only part which I did this is why I chose a negative, was this area, which is pretty much the same density as the rebate on the film. The film's bass, fog and bass, drum and bass. But yeah, looks all right to me. So that's me playing around in the darkroom with Dmax, or trying to find how black my paper can go in the least amount of time, and also playing around with the film base and fog on that film. I wouldn't be able to take every photograph on that negative and print at 12 seconds, because some of them were overexposed and some of them were underexposed. That negative in particular I chose because it looked like it had all the tones going on, and also the black parts of the image look very similar to the rebate. That's why I chose that negative for this test. The only other reasons I'd use a Dmax test for is I always do it for making my contact prints, and now and again if I want to test my developer, I'll do it with the paper that I'm using. I'll throw it into the developer and see if it can reach maximum black, doing the similar sort of test is what I showed in here tonight on this video. But if any of you guys have got any comments you want to throw in, please do so that I can read them and others can read them as well. Maybe I've done it right, maybe I've done it wrong. I don't know, it's the way I do it, and you know, this business is a lonely game. You can't just go up the road and find someone that's experienced in darkroom work to come in here and teach you what to do. So you know, making these videos, if any of you guys can learn a little bit from it and go off and do your own thing, fantastic. I've done my job, and I'm happy, and I've learned at the same time. Anyway guys, hope you liked the video, and thanks Lucas for the comment, and all the other guys that comment as well on my videos. I really do appreciate it. I read them all, I do try to reply. Thanks a lot for the subscribers, the likes, the dislikes, all the other stuff. I'll see you later. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next one.